Hello guys and welcome back. In this lecture, we're going to be learning about some very interesting tools in Adobe Illustrator. Now, these tools are called the Shape Distort tools. They can be found beneath the width tool. So just come to the width tool and just click and hold, and you're going to find them here. Now, these are the tools. We have the wrap tool, we have the twirl tool, we have the poker tool, we have the blot tool, we have this other one. Okay, and we're going to look at them individually, separately, during the course of this lecture. Now come and just create a square. Okay, we're going to start with a square. So come here and select your wrap tool. Now when you select this tool, you see what it does. It just enables you to distort your shape like this. Okay, drag it in, it goes in, drag it out, it comes out, drag it out, it comes out, drag it out, it comes out, drag it in, it comes in. Okay, you get the point, right? This is just what this tool does. And if you double click here, you're going to see options here. These are the brush dimensions. You're going to be able to choose the width of the brush, the height of the brush, the angle of the brush. Okay, now we have it at 0, the intensity. We have this at minus 120, and then, okay, we will definitely see the difference. Now we also have the detailing. We have the simplification, so simplify and detail. Okay, basically this is what this tool does. It just enables us to distort our shape like this. Okay, that's just what it does. I think it's quite similar to the smudge tool in Adobe Photoshop. To those who are familiar with Photoshop, it's quite similar to the smudge tool. Maybe we could make an argument for that. So this is just what it does. Okay, you can create all sorts of shapes. Just keep modifying to get what you want. Okay, perfect. Delete you, and that's it for that tool. And we're going to come to the next one, which is the most interesting in my own opinion. This is the twirl tool. Now, what this tool does is very interesting. Okay, very interesting. So just look at what this tool is going to do here. So select the tool, the twirl tool, and then just come here without selecting any shape. Just click and hold and release. Now, this is what this tool does. It creates this kind of circular twirling effect. Okay, and you can actually modify the brush size by holding down Alt, the brush size and shape by holding down Alt. So if you hold down Alt or Option on the Mac and just drag your mouse like this in the shape you want, you're going to modify your mouse or your brush to that shape, and then when you release, it just stays at that, and when you click, you then get your twirl distort in the shape of your brush, in the new shape of your brush, right? So when you come and double click here, you then see that you also have the brush dimensions. Of course, we have the angle, we have the intensity and whatever. To get to 0, we have the brush width. Let's make it at 100. Brush height, make it at 100. So I have something square. Then we have the twirl rate and the detail. We have the simplify, and so on and so forth. Okay. So with this tool, our imagination is our limit. There is no limit to this tool. Very nice tool. We can modify texts. We can create custom fonts. We can even create floral designs. Let's assume we are creating something like this. And we are now using our direct selection tool to get this edge like this and this one like this, and then maybe even making our shape bigger, then getting the tool to get this edge like this and this guy like this, and then let's see, we then use the the transform effect to create a rotation. Let's see, a rotation of 15 degrees. Let's just give it 10 copies. Okay. Or let's give it 11 copies. 11 copies do. 11 or 12 copies should do. 15 degrees and 12 copies. And maybe we just come and give it a stroke instead of a fill. Maybe increase the fill, the stroke size like this. Okay. Select your tool, and maybe we want to reduce the size. We can't reduce the size, but no problem. We just want to select this guy and then just come here and give it a brush size of 300 by 300 and okay. Okay, then see that we're creating something cool, right? Maybe we come here. Okay. You can see how dynamic our design becoming. Very cool design. So like I said before, your imagination is your limit. This tool is very cool. There is no limit to what you can create. Even come and create letter A and B maybe. Just expand them, and then on group, just come and select the guy here, the big boy here, and give it 100 by 100 or 200 by 200. Okay, then with this we can just start creating distortions to our shape. So you can use this tool to even design fonts, right? Yeah, to even design fonts, to modify your fonts, and so on and so forth. Just do crazy stuff. Very nice tool. Okay, I'm liking what I'm seeing, and we will even have maybe different colored shapes. Could have this maybe blue or maybe purple or maybe maroon, and then have another one, maybe yellow. Okay, then select this tool, just come and blend them like this. See, come and blend them like this. Blend them like this. You could even blend them and move. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, so with this tool, our imagination is our limit, our creativity is our limit. Okay, and that's it for the twirl tool. Now we have other tools here. We have the plucker tool. I didn't think they are interesting as the twirl tool. They are not as interesting as this twirl tool, in my own opinion. But yeah, this is what they do, and all of them have the options you can tweak. Okay, so this is what the plucker does. If you drag it in, it creates an intrusion. If you drag it out, it creates an extrusion. Yeah, simple as that. And then we have this one, the blot tool, which kinds of, if you drag it out, it creates an extrusion. You drag it, if you drag it out, it creates an intrusion. If you drag it in, it creates an extrusion. Just play around with them to see what they do. Okay. And then we have this guy which does this. Okay. So you might find a need for this, but honestly, I haven't worked with this tool, this particular one. I think I've used the 12 tool a couple of times, but some of these ones are just weird. Got this other one, which is called the crystallize tool, and it just creates kind of crystalline edges. Just creates kind of crystalline edges like this. Okay. If you push it in, it creates them inside. If you push it out, okay, you get the point. And of course, if you double click on the tool, you're going to get options like this. You can play around with these options for yourself to see what they do. And finally, we have this one, which is called the wrinkle tool. It creates wrinkles. Let me create a new shape and try it out. It creates wrinkles like this. Okay, creates wrinkles. Okay, it all depends on what you want to create. Okay, I'm just holding down on my mouse and releasing. You can increase the detailing and other and other options. We have the complexity, maybe you make it at 6. We have the horizontal 60, vertical 100, whatever. Okay, and see what it does. Okay, see, just messes up our shape, creates a whole lot